East Hampton Board, you are live.
Thank you, Zach. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a special meeting of the East Hampton Town Board of Thursday, October 30th, 2025. Carol, if you could please read the roll call.
Present. Present.
Present.
Present.
Present. If we could all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So this morning we have a special meeting for the purpose of the town board to go into exec session because our next work session isn't until November 12th, which is a Wednesday, so please take note of that. But before we do that, we had a couple of resolutions that we needed to do. So I'm going to start us off. Resolution 2025-1402 is to appoint part-time security guard Christopher Hansen at the hourly rate of $27.50, effective retroactive to October 29th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
2025-1403 is to authorize an emergency road repair on Six Pole Highway.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 2025-1404, which if you indulge me, I'd like to read. This is to authorize emergency appropriation to food pantries and a budget modification. Whereas the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, has been suspended by the United States Department of Agriculture during the ongoing federal government shutdown, resulting in a loss of critical food assistance to millions of Americans, including residents of the town of East Hampton. And whereas this unprecedented suspension threatens to increase food insecurity among vulnerable households within the town, including children, seniors, and people with disabilities, placing added strain on local food pantries that serve as essential community safety nets. And whereas the town of East Hampton recognizes the Montauk Food Pantry, the East Hampton Food Pantry, and the Springs Food Pantry for their ongoing efforts to provide emergency food assistance to local families and individuals in need. And whereas in light of the immediate and extraordinary circumstances created by the federal suspension of SNAP benefits, the town board finds it necessary to provide financial support to ensure that local food pantries can continue to meet increased demand for food assistance. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board hereby authorizes the appropriation of $10,000 each to the Montauk Food Pantry, the East Hampton Food Pantry, and the Springs Food Pantry for a total of $30,000 to be used for the purchase and distribution of food and related supplies for East Hampton town residents affected by the suspension of SNAP benefits. And be it further resolved that the budget office is directed to make the following budget modification to increase the expenditure account codes for federal aid nutrition in the amount of $30,000 and to increase expenditure account codes in the amount of $10,000 for the East Hampton Food Pantry, Montauk Food Pantry, and Springs Food Pantry. Now, the Trump administration made a conscious choice to stop SNAP benefits, not because the money isn't there, but because they chose not to use it. That decision puts seniors, veterans, children, and working families in communities like ours at risk of going hungry. Here in East Hampton, we reject that kind of neglect. We believe in standing up for our neighbors, not turning our backs on them. When families lose that support, it's our local food pantries and their volunteers who shoulder the burden. They're the ones making sure our neighbors have something to eat, and they'll now be serving more people now than ever. This resolution is about helping them do that vital work. We can't change the values guiding Washington right now, but we can show what leadership, I'm sorry, this is deeply personal, but we can show what leadership rooted in compassion and community looks like. Where the Trump administration has chosen indifference, East Hampton chooses to care for one another. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Kate, you're next.
I think Tom has one.
Oh, Tom, sorry.
Thank you. I thought it was an excellent speech, Madam Supervisor. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Resolution number 2025-1405, provisional appointment to Fire Marshal 1, Devin Mansid Jr. Be it resolved that Devon Manseer Jr. be and is hereby appointed on a provisional basis to the full-time position of Fire Marshal 1 in the Fire Safety and Prevention Department at the hourly rate of $35.25, grade 28 starting step, with an annual salary of $73,330.19 for a 40-hour week to be paid bi-weekly from the budget line B3621.51100.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. And I have Resolution 1406. This is a provisional appointment to Director of Code Enforcement for Russell Young. Resolve that Russell Young be and is hereby provisionally appointed to the Director of Code Enforcement and Department Head at the annual salary of $115,000 for a 40-hour work week, effective November 3rd, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do I have a resolution to go into exec session?
Yes, I'd like to make a resolution to go into executive session for CPF, real estate, personnel, and litigation.
And one more, contracts.
Contracts.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today, and thank you,